All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears, and I wish for my Chicago Bears fans watching this video right now, I wish it was under better terms, but we're going to flip the script. We're going to flip the narrative here. It's looking likely that Justin Fields will be traded. And to be quite honest with you guys, if I had to bet, if I had to put a buck on it, I would say Justin Fields will be traded in the next 10 days. I do think it will happen before free agency officially begins. And I also just want to throw this in there, float this out for my Bears fans. It is in your best interest, right? Justin Fields, I remember in the season talking about, oh, you know what? Maybe a team will give up a first round pick to trade for Justin Fields. And then as the season, began to end and we got into the early offseason, it began to be, you know what? Chicago Bears might be able to get a second round pick. And now we're starting to see, the Chicago Bears might be able to get a third round pick and a future sixth round pick or fifth round pick or whatever. We have some quotes here. Here's from Ian Rappaport on the NFL Network. All right. I have not talked to any team that is willing to make a generational trade or believes that they can make a generational trade to the Chicago Bears. Now, I do want to say this really quickly before we get any further into tonight's video. I love Justin Fields, and I really wish and I hope he's QB1 for the Chicago Bears next season. But honestly, folks, it feels like the writing's on the wall. And at the end of the day, with the hiring of Shane Waldron, there's so many things, I just can't see the Chicago Bears passing on Caleb Williams. If he truly is a supposed generational talent and a generational athlete, and they want a generational haul for him, I really don't know why they would trade it. I really don't. If we were to put this in basketball terms, if Caleb Williams is LeBron James, you can have any opinion on Justin Fields. It doesn't matter because it's freaking LeBron James. Now, once again, I have my issues. I have my concerns with Caleb Williams. But at the end of the day, folks, I'm not the Chicago Bears. I'm not Ryan Poles. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Bears content. Bears fans, if we could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So, the combine is going down right now. And here's another quote that is not looking good for Justin Fields. Multiple league sources I spoke to believe the Bears are trying to move on from Justin Fields, who is entering the final year of his rookie contract. The Athletic's Diana Russini wrote, the team, which has the number 1 and number 9 pick, appears to be focused on using its first pick to select USC quarterback Caleb Williams. Now, folks, once again, man, before we get into this video, I get it, dude. I love Justin Fields. I really do. And I love continuity. Born and raised in the Chicagoland area, I want Justin Fields to succeed specifically. I want him to succeed in general, but I want him to succeed on the Chicago Bears and prove every single person wrong so badly, so desperately. But folks, it just doesn't really look like it's going to happen. He had that thumb injury this past season. He only played in 13 games. He only went 5-8 in those 13 games. He had over 2,500 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He made big improvements in year number 2 with Luke Getsy as the offensive coordinator. So and I have always said this on this channel, I don't think Luke Getsy and Justin Fields were ever a match. I never really understood the match. Luke Getsy's scheme is more so, with Aaron Rodgers, especially getting the ball out really quickly. And that's not necessarily Justin Fields' forte. And that's perfectly fine. But folks, 7-10 season, Justin Fields going 5-8. I just feel like the writing's on the wall. And it sucks for Justin, but if you're a Bears fan watching this video right now, honestly, dude, it's hard to not be extremely excited about the potential and the possibility for a quote-unquote generational quarterback like Caleb Williams coming to Chicago. I understand everybody's issues, whether it's his dad, whether it's his personality, whether it's even painting his nails. I understand. I fully understand all of that. But on the flip side, on the other narrative, having Justin Fields, or as opposed to Caleb Williams. Like, your lineup would be Caleb Williams, Khalil Herbert, Rashawn Johnson, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, most likely Odunze at pick number 9, or even Malik Neighbors. I've been seeing Malik's name fall back in the draft significantly. We've just heard a ton of stuff in Combine Week that Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears specifically have been spending most of the Combine Week gauging interest in their QB. And either way, whether you want Justin Fields to be QB1 next season or not, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, you realize the writing on the wall. Like, Justin Fields most likely legitimately needs to be traded in the next 10 days. If you are truly drafting a quarterback at pick number 1, you need to trade Justin Fields before free agency begins. Because we got these quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, etc., etc. You're hearing Drake May get all this hype. You're hearing Jaden Daniels get all this hype. JJ McCarthy out of nowhere for some weird reasons hopped into the top 10. I don't really understand that. Never will. But it's just, if you are actually Ryan Poles, you need to, and you want to trade Justin Fields, right? If you're selecting Caleb Williams at pick number 1, you need to trade Justin Fields for the max capacity in return immediately. Like, it just needs to happen so soon. And apparently, reportedly, I should say, there are 4 teams interested in Justin Fields. I've heard even the Minnesota Vikings, you got the Steelers, you got the Falcons, you got the Raiders. Like, one of those 4 teams, I don't think the Vikings, I don't know why Kirk Cousins won't be back as QB1 for the Vikings next season, but like, those 3 other teams, the Falcons, Steelers, Raiders, they would take Justin Fields. And it might not be the compensation that Bears fans want. It might not be it's definitely not going to be a first round pick. It might not even be a second round pick. But folks, having a fresh QB on a fresh rookie contract with a fresh wide receiver selected in the top 10, paired up with Cole Kmet and DJ Moore, Rashawn Johnson and Khalil Herbert, and hopefully eventually a new center, whether that's through the draft or free agency, like, that's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. And I just, man, I hate it because we've been talking Bears for months now, and I want Justin to be QB1 for the Bears, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And I look back at the Shane Waldron hiring, and I'm like, Luke Getsy and Justin Fields in year 2. Justin Fields technically just had like a career year, but it wasn't that crazy. And we were hoping for a year 3 breakout from Justin, and maybe it'll happen on a different team in year 4. Maybe it'll happen on the Chicago Bears, but like, I just don't see a world where they don't take Caleb Williams. If you want this generational haul for a generational quarterback, dude, there's a generational quarterback up for grabs. You have the first pick for the 2nd straight year. So I'm curious where Bears fans stand. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Bears videos. Let me know who you guys are doing at pick number 1, if you're trading it or if you're keeping Justin Fields, or I guess that's the same thing. Let me know down below. Peace.